little bit earlier on the program, we talked about one of probably the most common New Year's resolutions, which is to get out of debt. But probably one of the most popular resolutions is how to lose weight. Well, we're gonna jump right in with Lorraine, who asked Pat. She said this: Pat, on Monday's show, you mentioned 3 things that you take to aid in weight loss. Can you review it one more time, because she missed it? I missed it too, by the way.
The first one is cut down your eating. You know, I don't have near as much appetite. I really don't. I made a bowl of cereal this morning. I couldn't eat but about half of it. I just couldn't eat it. So that's good. All right. Here are a couple of things that they're called thermogenic. They help burn off fat. All right. Now, the first is something that's called green strength or triple strength green tea. It's a green tea extract. You can get it in a health food store. And they've got it now triple strength. And green tea is it's good for you, and it also helps, it causes your body to start burning fat.
Ooh, good to know.
So 3 little pills.
Okay.
All right. The second thing is extremely good for your mind. It'll help ward off Alzheimer's and make you more alert and sharp when you get old and when you're young, and you can remember stuff. You're going to do that?
Which, I tried.
It's called acetyl L-carnitine. L-carnitine is a fat burner, but this acetyl L-carnitine is a little bit higher variety of it. I take, I don't know, it comes in 500 milligram. I take about 3 or 4 of them, so 2,000 milligrams of that stuff. The other one, along with the acetyl L-carnitine, is something called alpha-lipoic acid. And I take about 100 milligrams of that, 1 pill. That's all you need, alpha-lipoic. And that, again, is a wonderful thing for clearing out your arteries and making you alert and sharp, but it also helps burn fat.
I love it. You want to know what my 3 are?
What's that?
You ready? Drink a lot of water. Get off the couch and start moving. And when it comes to eating, modify. Even use a saucer rather than a plate. It's all about portion control.
You can do the portion control, but this other makes your body burn it. And, of course, if you do a little exercise, especially in the morning, you start that factory going. You start burning fat. But these things will help you. So, okay, you asked for it. Now you got it.
Have it.
And if it doesn't work,
blame Pat.
Yeah, blame the vitamin company.
I know.
All right. They don't make claims like this, by the way. I'm just telling you what it'll do. Okay.
All right. You ready for the next question?
Go.
Well, Maxim says, I'm 17 years old, and I've noticed that there has been a change in my father's behavior. He spends too much time at the computer playing a war game, and I've noticed how alone my mom feels, and I just want my father to spend more time with my mom. What should I do, and how can I talk to my father? I kind of feel ashamed for him. Help.
Maneuver something where you can get them out of the house into some, like, romantic resort for a couple of days, assuming they can afford it. I mean, take a weekend and go somewhere and just be alone with each other and see if they can't rekindle that romance. The romance is obviously going out of the marriage. It's not as much excitement as it used to be. And, you know, it may be your mom isn't as sweet as you think she is. She may be kind of hard-nosed. And so you say, well, it's my father. He's not paying attention to mom, but is mom...
Pat, how are you going to blame the mother?
It's easy to blame the mother. You know, a woman came to a preacher that I know. It's so funny. And she was awful looking. I mean, her hair was all torn up, and she was overweight and looked terrible, clothes bad and everything. And she said, "Oh, Reverend, what can I do? My husband has started to drink." And the preacher looked at her and said, "Madam, if I was married to you, I'd start to drink too."
Oh, my.
All right. We need to cultivate romance, darling, and it needs to be the men have got to be cultivating romance, and the women. You always have to keep that spark of love alive. It just isn't something that just lie there. Well, I'm married to him, so he's got to take me slatternly looking. You've got to fix yourself up, look pretty, look alluring. But child said, "What do I do with my parents?" Get them out of the house, get them off on a nice romantic weekend. Okay, next question.
Okay.
Comes with 58 years of marriage. I know what I'm talking about. All right, what's next?
Amanda said, recently I've come to the conclusion that there is no purpose in life. Ooh, I wake up, I go to work, I go home, and I do it again for 50 miserable years. And then you die. There's no purpose for my life, and I don't want to be here anymore. Wow. Anyone says life is what you make it. Well, I try to make my life fun, but I'm miserable and empty. Why am I here? Ooh.
Boy, you've got a question that are asked by millions and millions of people. You know, it's more blessed to give than to receive, and I would recommend, if you've got a few bucks in your bank account, go to India. Go to India, get on a mission trip and go to India and see how some of those people live, and then compare that to the life you're living. Or go into some of those places in Africa where I've been. Go to a leper colony in Africa where people's fingers are falling off, and then start complaining. You know, we've got to learn. But what's the most exciting thing in life is to help somebody. It really is. And so you're sitting around saying, what can be done for me? And we have a for me society.